All right. Today's video, this one that I'm sharing with you is more of, me genuinely wanting to give you guys, mostly guys watch my video, a little bit of hope. You can make out the video is totally unscripted and I'm trying to gather my thoughts. What had happened was, I get clients who book my services and they want to talk to me about life, career, relationships, personal branding, job and strategy, resume, resume rebrand, all that stuff. Okay. Sometimes people book my service because they want to share something which they cannot share with anyone. Let's say something dark, something sinister, something they are afraid. Okay. And then there is the portion of, like I was talking about something that they consider illegal or which I don't encourage. If you're doing something illegal, please don't call me. But then you get the opposite side where people who are broken, people who are really going through a tough time. Okay. Now, obviously, I'm not a charitable like Mother Teresa, or I don't have a big heart. I do this as a business. If you book my service, that means you paid me money, then I'm available. If you just need a shoulder to cry on and you need a friend and all that, I've been very explicit about it. I've told you guys I have expenses, I have a mouth to feed, my own mouth, I have a family to take care of. I'm not sitting here to have a line of people come and talk to me about their problems. Yes, there are doctors and very charitable souls who do that. I'm not one of them. If you need my service or you need my time expertise, you pay. So this particular guy, obviously will not give you his details. He booked my service. I was like, fine. I asked him, what do you want to talk about? And so, I can mentally prepare. He said, I'll talk to you when we have this session. So initially, he didn't put on his video. And I told him that I can't see you. I prefer to see the person I'm talking to. Especially when it's a paid client, I definitely like to look into the eyes of the person. So he put it on and I could immediately, I could make out something as disturbing. So I just kept quiet. He said, hi. And that silence which is there, no? So I could feel it and I just kept quiet. He also kept quiet. And then finally, one of us had to break the silence. And he immediately, his eyes started to well up and he was looking up and then he started to cry and I didn't say a word. I did not say a word. I just let him be. And he was sobbing, sobbing, sobbing. He had his towel or whatever, sobbing, sobbing, sobbing. Now, though he paid me for an hour, I didn't start the timer, nothing, because I'm not a heartless son of a bitch. So he sobbed for some time and he finally, his face was red and obviously nose was running. I said, just after he finished, he had to clean himself. So I told him, why don't you just wash your face? Okay, just wash your face, put water, cold water. I'll be here itself. Just go relax, come back. So he went, washed his face. After some time, he was like, oh, that was embarrassing. And I kept quiet. I didn't say anything. And once again, tears were rolling. And he was like, I'm sorry. I said, you don't have to be sorry. This is you. This is who you are. Take your time. I was saying, you don't have to worry. I will start the timing when I feel it's ready. He said, thank you. And finally, it took some time. Finally, he got into the groove. Obviously, I'm not going to sit like 6 hours of crying and, Finally, he said, okay, And then I told him, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, okay, just to get the ball rolling, so that at least you can get a direction. Otherwise, we're just going to sit here and you're just going to cry. And I, my my goal is to give you a solution and or a strategy. My goal is not just to listen to you cry. He said, I totally understand. I respect that. Fine. So obviously, I'm not going to share with you his personal things, but he's going through a lot. He's going through a lot of challenges, lot of problems, lots. Very complicated. Mother, father, marriage, then brother, sister, then property, then his career, then his love life, then married, then children, and divorce, and complete mess. It's like so much of a mess, you don't know where to start. And his life was so badly in a mess that he had actually thought to end it. Okay, he actually thought he would end it and he didn't know what else to do. And finally, thankfully, he didn't do anything. Finally, maybe because he used to watch my videos, he said, okay, I'll give this guy a try. Last resort. So he ended up, obviously, we could not finish in at one session. So I'd told him to book another session, which we had, and we took it step by step. He's still work under progress. I have taken his permission to share bits and pieces, but obviously not full. But this is what I want to share. This is what I shared not only with him, which I'm sharing with you guys. You know my mantra. My mantra is very simple. Life is not fair. Life was not meant to be fair. You can't be a good guy always. You can't be a good guy and expect good things. There's no such thing as karma. You can maybe do good for everyone. That doesn't mean good is going to come back to you. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you should do bad and think that nothing is going to happen. So, and if you're not smart, if you're not street smart, you will get picked apart. They will rip you to shreds and pieces. People are cold-blooded. Don't ever think that by nurturing, by loving someone, by giving someone, they will be grateful. It's like you're nurturing and looking after a tiger. One day when it's hungry, it's going to rip you and eat you up because it has to survive. So you can't take care of a cobra with poisonous fangs and say that it's never going to bite me. Like even people have pythons and, these creatures who can literally swallow a human being. They keep it with their children, and then when they come, they find their children has vanished into the stomach of the python. So come on. And I've told people explicitly, you can have a good-hearted person as your friend, as your girlfriend, as your wife, as your spouse, and the person can cheat you and run away. And it can be various reasons. They were compelled to do that. They were blackmailed to do that. They were emotionally in love with somebody else. Their mother, father pressurized them. They did it out of whatever excuse you want to give or justifiable reasons. Even there are parents who literally sold their plot of land. They sold their money. They sold their jewelry. Like this, he even sold his kidney. And yet the child dumped them. So that is how life is. And I think the most saddest part is when you put your heart, your soul into a business, into a brand, into anything, whether it's a YouTube channel, Instagram, social media network, and somebody does something to destroy you and you lose everything. It can be a robbery that can be in the house. It can be like people have invested in cryptocurrency and someone can wipe it off. So life is unpredictable. You can have a partner who you trust, and the person may be good-hearted but did something stupid, clicked a link or trusted someone, and they can lose not only their money, they can lose your money. So all this happens. So number one, remember, life is not fair. Life is not meant to be fair. There are no such rules that if you're good, life is going to be good to you. And I think it's very important to tell people that, see, listen, just because you see people on social media, a perfect Instagrammable photograph, a perfect looking video, Facebook looks perfect, or YouTube channel, they say, yeah, hi, how are you? Look at my life. And that is just a facade. All these actors, actresses, famous celebrities, and all that, they put on a image, they put on a brand. Just like when you put on the news, no TV show, you're expecting a perfect presenter, suit and tie, like clean face, amazing, not a pimple, no bleeding, no cuts, no nothing. Look smart, perfect accent. That's what they're being paid for. They're not being paid for to show saggy eyes. Oh, I didn't sleep. Oh, I got a shaving cut. Oh, I got. In fact, I don't want to give this person's name. He was doing this talk show after nearly 10 years, 10 to 12 years. He worked very, very hard and he finally got this talk show. Not a very big famous this thing, regional thing. He got this talk show. He started to do well. And obviously, he was the fastest rising star in that TV network. And yes, there were jealous people. The co-hosts were jealous. The other people were jealous. And can't be proven, but it seems one of the co-hosts planned out an accident for him, a hit and run, and in the night. And because of the hit and run, the guy got a cut on the face and all that. And he had the show the following day. He could not do the show because of the cut, the scar. And because of this, he could not continue the show. The co-host was made to continue the show. And it literally took, I think, 4 months or something. They said if you have surgery, it can be a risk and all that. So finally, when it did get healed, even though a little bit was visible, they could hide it. But still, it could be seen. So the producer of the show was in two minds whether to give him. And then finally, they decided, even he went and got plastic surgery done with the best of the best, spending tons of money. By the time he came back, the producer told him, see, listen, we are very comfortable with this other co-host. We don't need a replacement. And how did they know that it was his co-host who did it? Finally, after investigation, they found out that he had plans, but they couldn't prove it. You need evidence, right, to prove it. So they all knew that this guy did it, although they didn't have evidence. But who the hell cares? So this guy lost his career. 12 years of trying to get into that. And obviously that is where he got in touch with me, because to ask what does he do next. Because, it's a young man's career. As you grow older, you can't get TV, time on TV and become famous. So that's how life is. And there have been also cases whereby I had a guy who did everything for the girl, helped her complete her education, took a bank loan, helped her stand on 2 feet, and she ended up getting married to her manager. I made a video on this. And there have been even cases whereby a girl did everything to help this guy go abroad and settle down, and finally he took a Mexican female. He married a Mexican female and dumped this Indian girl. That's how life is. Anyway, all I want to tell you through this video is have courage. Be strong, but be smart. Just remember, there's no justice. There's, like they say, life is not fair. Life was never meant to be fair. You have to be strong. You have to be a fighter. You have to, like, dog eat dog world, survival of the fittest. Don't be a nice guy. You want to succeed. Like how I told you, if people want my time, even if they say, I'm going to commit suicide, I need someone to talk to, you're not my client, I'm sorry. You don't pay me money, sorry. I'm not saying if you have a disease or you're going to suicide, pay me money and talk to me. You have to go to a professional who's involved in who can help heal you. So I'm just telling you that I don't do charity because it's not my cup of tea. You want charity? Go to someone else who does it. You have to put your foot down. And if you're not a nice guy, you'll not survive. Anyway, good, bad, ugly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And like I told you, this guy is still work in progress. And we're progressing, but I can't undo 10, 20, 30 years of mistakes just in a few sessions. It takes time to sort out your life. Okay? Anyway, good, bad, ugly. Feel free, comment down below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.